What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a little bit different, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. So a few years ago, I made a video called How to Hunt from a Tree Saddle, and the support and the comments were overwhelmingly positive, and I feel like that video really helped a lot of people make the decision to get into saddle hunting. So ultimately, what I wanted to do is come back. Here we are 2 full years later, and some things have changed. There's a lot of new products in the industry, and a lot of my setup has changed. So I just want to show you guys kind of what's changed about my setup, how I changed my setup to fit my hunting style, kind of how things lay out, and basically just give you an overly simplified version of everything you need to start hunting from a saddle. So there's tons of other products out there. There's a ton of information, and to be quite honest with you, it can be overwhelming. New guys looking to get into this look at all these different parts and all these different things and all this stuff out there on the market, and they get overwhelmed. Basically, guys, the whole point of this video is just to give you a rundown of the most basic things that you need to get into saddle hunting. It's an overly simplified version. I'm going to show you how I pack these items in, how I've got my setup done, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to tack on a video of a full-length climb from the point of picking a tree to the point of actually being set up in the saddle and hunting, so that you guys can get an idea of just how quick and efficient you can be with one of these setups. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Spoiler alert, the first thing that you're going to need is a saddle. So what I have on here is the tethered Ultra Lock saddle. This is new to me this year. I bought this saddle for personal reasons. When it came to comfort, this is the one that I chose, and I have to say this has been my favorite saddle I've ever owned. With that being said, there's a ton of good saddles out there, a lot of other products on the market. This one is not the end-all be-all of saddles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is what I prefer, and I've really enjoyed this. But this is my saddle, and this is the first item that you're going to have if you want to start hunting from a saddle. Next thing I'm going to say is going to be some sort of pouch system. So with this, these pouches are integrated into the saddle. They're sewn in, and that allows you for some rigidity, and you have one-handed operation. But there are 1,000 other types of pouches that you can get that will hook onto these saddles. So you can order them off of Amazon, straight from a manufacturer. Doesn't matter. You're going to need some pouches to hold your next item that you're going to have, which is your ropes. Basically, 3 ropes are completely essential for saddle hunting. One is your tether. This is the rope that is going to go around the tree when you're at your final climbing height, and it's going to hook into the bridge of your saddle. This is what you're going to hang from the entirety of your hunt once you get set up in a tree. The next rope that you're going to need is a lineman's rope. This is the rope that goes around the tree as you're climbing so that you can be hands-free and can access the other items that you're going to need to climb a tree. So the way that I have this lineman's rope of mine set up is on this pouch, on this side of my saddle, I have my lineman's rope permanently fixed to the lineman loop on my saddle, and I just keep this thing nicely rolled up and tucked away in this pouch, and it stays like that at all times. It stays connected. That way, when I walk up to a tree, I unzip this pouch, I sling that rope around the tree, and it's already hooked on one side. I just clip it into this other lineman's loop, and I'm ready to start climbing the tree. The third rope that you're going to have is your pull cord. So that's going to be the rope that you're going to use to attach to your bow or gun, whatever you're pulling up the tree with you to hunt with. That's the rope that you're going to be using to do that. So with mine, I have in the pouch here, it stays in one of these pockets, and it stays tied to my saddle at all times. When I walk up to the tree, I simply unzip the pocket, clip this to my bow or gun, and I'm ready to start climbing. The next absolutely essential, vital part of your gear to saddle hunt is going to be some kind of a climbing method. You have to have some sort of way to climb the tree. These are the Trophy Line Hyperlight sticks. These are new to me this year, and I have loved these. I have always hunted with the tethered one sticks for the last 4 or 5 years now, I guess, and I really love those. I switched to these with no aiders. I added a 4th step instead of running 3, and they stack in line. I just really love these. But there's a lot of other great climbing options on the market. You got to have one of them. Pick out whatever method you want to use and get you a climbing method, because you got to have one. This next piece of gear might be arguable for some, but it is absolutely not arguable for me, and that's a platform. People would argue that you can stand on the top step of your stick, and yes, that may be true, but it is not nearly as comfortable as it is to stand on a platform. And for roughly 3 to 4 pounds, come on guys, it's not that big of a deal to pack this in. It's super light, and it really, really does help with fatigue on your legs when you're standing on something that has more surface area on your foot. So far you need a saddle, your ropes, a climbing method, and a platform. We're up to 4. The next thing that I'm going to say is absolutely an essential is some sort of a bag or a way to pack your stuff in. I wear my saddle in and out of the woods all the time. I could just as easily throw it inside the pocket of this backpack and not have to wear this in and out. A bag is necessary. You need one to haul all your stuff. There's a billion backpacks out there. Pick which one you like and figure it out. This is the Badlands Super Day pack. I picked this pack because I like the strap location for the way that I like to set my gear up for when I'm going in and out of a tree. I will show you guys how I do that, and that allows me to climb from the time I walk in and find a tree to the time I get set up. I never have to take my bag off. I don't have to take it off and fish through it for nothing, so it completely cuts that time out of me digging through this back and putting it back on. This pack stays on my back from the time I leave the truck to the time I'm sitting in the tree ready to hunt. And I'll show you guys how I do that with this pack layout. All right, folks, here it is. Here's my pack set up just exactly like I use it when I'm going in the woods to hunt. I'll bring it closer. As you can see, my platform goes in those 2 straps on the front. I leave those pretty loose because I want to be able to pull this out once I'm in the tree ready to hunt. It won't fall out. It doesn't shake and rattle. It's completely secure. But if you can see, I have this little black rope right here, and all this is a piece of paracord. I tied this into a little knot, and it goes around the front of the bag and wraps over the shoulder, and I did some fancy weaving here just so it's easier to find when I'm feeling for it. It comes over my shoulder, and it's easily accessible from here. That way, when I get up in the tree, all I have to do is remove that rope, and I can just pull my saddle right out of my backpack without ever taking my bag off. This rope was a game changer for me. As much as I hate to say that, I loved this. This worked out perfect for what I wanted it to do. All right, as you can see, my climbing sticks just sit right down here on the bottom, and they strap in just like that. And this creates a very sleek, very slim profile. When I'm walking through the woods, I'm not hanging briars. I'm not getting hung up in limbs. I don't know how much this pack weighs like this, I'll be honest, but I'm going to say that it's maybe 12 to 15 pounds. If that's too heavy for you. I do want to make a quick note about 2 other things. One, you do need some sort of method to hang your bow or gun in the tree. I have one that stays in this pocket of my bag right here, and I can just easily get it in and out when I get to hunting height. But you can use whatever you want. Mine is one that I made myself based off of Tethered's His Strap, or Hang Your Stuff, I think is what it stands for really. But there's a lot of options out there. If you're hunting public land, you just can't pierce the tree. But get you something to hang your bow or gun from once you get to hunting height. Pretty cut and dry. Another thing that I want to make mention of is when you're looking at backpacks, really look at considering getting one that has a good kidney belt. That makes a lot of difference when it comes to hauling this through the woods. When all that weight is sitting down on your hips as opposed to your shoulders, it just saves a whole lot of fatigue. And I just highly recommend finding one that's got a good kidney belt. So here it is, guys. This is my full setup on my back just exactly as I walk through the woods. And y'all can see a pretty good idea of how I walk with this setup. It's pretty simple and it's really streamlined. Nothing actually sticks out past my body on either side. And I love that because I get down and dirty. I do a lot of crawling. I get up through some thick stuff. And here in Mississippi, you're going to get in some brush. If you watched my successful nightmare video from the beginning of this season, that doe I shot went in some of the gosh awfulest thick mess you ever seen in your life. And, you know, having a setup like this where I can crawl into those places and find somewhere to set up, it's really nice to stay streamlined and not have anything protruding past your body. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back this camera up, and then I'm going to show you guys an actual climb from start to finish, how I would walk in and set up, and just show you guys just how quick and efficient this can be. When it comes to saddle hunting, remember, repetition is key. You want to do the same thing the exact same way every single time. We used to have a saying in the fire service when I was doing turnout drills, which is just how fast can you get dressed. They used to have a saying, smooth is fast. And for saddle hunting, that couldn't be more true. If you're smooth with your setup, you know where everything is, then you're going to be a lot more efficient and a lot quicker. So I'm going to back this camera up and show you guys what it looks like for me to actually walk in, pick a spot, climb a tree, and be ready to hunt. This spot looks really good. I really, really like this spot. This is the tree I want to climb. So here we are, simulating me just walking in. Hopefully my mic is picking this up so you guys can hear what I'm saying. Walking in. Okay, I want to climb this tree. Also, guys, keep in mind, any audio that you're hearing right now is going to be greatly amplified from what it would be if you were further away from me, because this microphone is literally sitting right here in front of me, which is where I'm going through all the motion and actually doing everything. So what you're hearing is probably going to be noticeably amplified and not nearly as exaggerated if you were actually climbing. I'm only going to climb, I don't know if I'll climb with all 4 sticks. I might go ahead and climb all 4. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. You guys can get the idea, but honestly, I'm not sure if I have the camera set up far enough where you guys will be able to see me. So, to be fair, I don't know if that's going to be an option or not. Just keep in mind, I am not working very hard. I mean, it don't take a whole lot for me to be able to do this. I did also add these loops to the sides of this saddle. They're just tied into the sides, and that allows me to hang my sticks from them. It's just a little old piece of bungee cord that I bought at Academy, and they work really, really well. Keeps everything kind of hanging out to the side where I don't worry about them clanking together or bouncing off each other. This is not really a great tree for an example either, because there's little bitty sprigs hanging out all over the sides of it, but you know, I'll let that simulate a more realistic situation, because I believe rarely do we ever find actually a perfect tree. Most of the time, you get into some sort of mess whenever you get into hunting. I don't know about y'all, but hunting is never perfect for me. Obviously, you can do this quieter. I promise y'all, this, like I said, it's not as bad as what you're hearing, but you can do it even quieter. For the sake of the video, I'm going to put my platform on this side of the tree, even though typically I like to set mine off to the right side of my stick. Because I'm right-handed and I like to shoot on my left side, that would be my strong side for a shot opportunity. I'm going to put the strap, I'm going to hold my strap in my hand. Right now I'm grabbing that piece of rope that I showed y'all that I tied to my platform to make it where I can get that out of my backpack without taking my bag off. Just that simple. Very easy. Now take your time right here because the buckle on this is metal and I really don't want it clanking around and banging off the side of my platform, so I like to take an extra second and just be nice and smooth and quiet. Like I said, this is not at all how I would set this up. I'm just doing this for the video. This would actually be further out to the side and not sitting right on top of my step. I have to say, I always surprise myself how high I get up in one of these trees. Sometimes I get higher than I think I'm going to, and I don't know how well y'all can see me right now, to be completely honest. Also consider that this is done with a few hiccups because, like I said, this is not an ideal tree. There's a lot of little bitty straggly branches. Well, honestly, it might not be too bad of a tree just for that reason. You kind of got some oddball cover sticking out of the side of this thing. Might kind of help you out, honestly. All right, and just like that, I am locked into my tether already. I don't know how long this actually takes, guys. I've never timed it. I truly have no idea. I've never timed this setup before, so I couldn't give you a completely accurate time frame. I guess now that I've got this video, I can actually put a timestamp with it and tell you exactly how long it takes. This is the strap that goes around the tree that I was talking about you needing earlier that actually holds your bow or gun. And yeah, there's nothing super fancy about this. Now once I have this hung, that's pretty much done. I actually can take my bag off at this point because I'm ready to hang my bag up in the tree. I just have a carabiner attached to the top of my backpack, and then the excess strap that hangs down, I clip my backpack right into it and it just hangs from the tree with me. Now, I got to put a new piece of tape on my bow down there where this carabiner, where I clip it onto my quiver, because right now it's just on bare carbon and it does rattle a little bit, but I did have a piece of tape on it. It just happened to wear off. I tuck that in right there, and then I can hang my bow from this, again, horrible tree that I picked here. That was a bad life choice, but anyway, my bow is hanging, and guess what? I am completely set up and ready to hunt. I am at hunting height, fully set up, everything is in the tree and completely done. There's nothing else that I need to do to be ready to hunt. I have my full shot opportunity around the tree at any angle that I could want to shoot. It's just really hard to beat a setup like this, guys. I love it. It has been an awesome, awesome tool. I've loved using it over the years, and I can't say enough good things about it. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get everything back down, but I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. All right, folks, that is going to do it for this video. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. It's simpler than everybody makes it out to be. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you can get something out of it that will help you when it comes to setting up your getting your setup made, or just if you can take some pointers away to apply to the setups that you already have, guys, I hope this video helps. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, if you hadn't already, give the video a like. It helps this channel to grow. Subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate all the subscribers that we have. It's been a major blessing to us to be able to do this, and we have a lot of fun with it. So again, thank you all. Hope you guys have a great season, and we'll see you guys in the next one.